Hello! So for those of you who don't know, I'm an English teacher here in Japan, and before I moved here I did a lot of research, and I mean a lot of research, on the best English teaching companies that hire teachers from overseas. So I thought I'd share that with you today. Quick disclaimer, I will not be sharing the English company that I chose because I am currently still working for that company. I'm just going to get right into which is the #1 best English teaching company to work for, and then I'll explain why after that. So it is Altia. I know what you're thinking. But isn't JET objectively the best English teaching company to work for in Japan? Not necessarily. And here's why. There are 5 points you should be looking at when choosing an English teaching company to work for in Japan. #1, does the company pay a living wage? You want to make sure that the company you work for pays you something that's comfortable to live on and allows you some room to travel. #2, does your company provide housing? This one is super important because as a foreigner living in Japan, finding housing is notoriously difficult. A lot of landlords are hesitant to rent out to foreigners. Point #3, time off. So most English teachers coming to Japan aren't coming necessarily because we have a passion for teaching English. Usually it's because we love Japan and we want to live here and travel here. We're gonna need time off for that. You wanna make sure your company gives you 2 days off consecutively. Consecutively is the key word here. Each week. Is there a summer vacation? Is there not a summer vacation? #4, flight allowance. Will the company pay for your flights? #5, does my company require me to drive? And if they do, will they provide a car? So I know many foreigners are afraid to drive in Japan, but I'm here to tell you to get over that fear because having a car in Japan will open up so many doors for you, especially if you live in the countryside, which if it is your first year in Japan and you are teaching English, likely you will. I think Americans are especially afraid to drive in Japan since it is on the opposite side of the road. So let's get into comparing the two companies. First, let's look at #1, salary. So JET pays 3.36 million yen per year, which is about 31,000 USD. Altia pays 3.05 million yen per year, which is about 28,000 USD. So the salary is why I think everyone assumes JET is the indisputably best English teaching company in Japan, that and it being run by a government agency. But let's look at some of the other points. #2, housing. For JET, I'm just going to read this directly off their website. So, in principle, JET program participants will be responsible for their own accommodation arrangements. In some cases, the contracting organization may have suggested housing arrangements or offer different choices. So it is essential to consult with your contracting organization well in advance of arriving in Japan. In short, it is unclear, whereas Altia, they make it pretty clear, yes, they provide housing 100% of the time to their teachers who want it. So points to Altia there. Next one, time off. Now this is a big one for me. JET does not give you off for summer vacation. Even though the kids aren't in school and you don't really have any work to do, you will still be required to show up to your school, your office. Altia, on the other hand, they give you summers off. That's all of August to relax, to travel, and this time off is paid. That's right, paid. Yes, maybe JET pays $3,000 more per year, but for me, the whole month of August off is priceless. And the last one, company car. So usually with ALT companies, you'll either have a driving position or a non-driving position. And if you do have a driving position, you want to make sure your company will provide you with a car. Again, on JET's website, they're pretty unclear on whether or not they provide cars. It seems it's more the responsibility of the teacher, whereas Altia, they provide you with a car. And not only do they provide you with a car, but they give you an option to pay a little extra per month to use that car for personal use as well, like getting groceries, going on adventures, road trips, whatever you want. Now, both companies are great choices. I got all of this information off of their websites. I will link them down below. If you have worked for these companies in the past or are currently working for these companies and you would like to share your experience, please do so down in the comments below. I think it can really help a lot of people who are looking for which company to apply to. Maybe some of the things I said are wrong in the video. Please correct me if you had a different experience than what I shared. Again, just coming off their website. No matter what English teaching company you choose, it doesn't matter too much because it's just your first year in Japan. If you hate your company once your contract is up, you can change companies. Or maybe you've learned a lot of Japanese in your first year and you've made connections. You can branch off into a totally different field. Yeah. It's just your foot in the door in Japan. I remember what it was like for me when I was researching companies. It was super overwhelming. There were so many. I didn't know what an ALT was compared to an Aikiwa teacher. I didn't know like what exactly I should be looking for, what the differences were. So I wanted to kind of make this video for anyone else going through it. Any questions, please leave them down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you have and you'd like to see more. Bye guys, have a great rest of your day.